Good morning. Both to those here in person and online, I am Reverend Peter Faraday, UUCPA's interim minister for the next 2 years. My pronouns are he, him, and whatever your sexual orientation, gender identity, ethnicity, family makeup, etc., you are most welcome here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto. May you find nourishment and inspiration for your journey. We express our mutual respect about supporting each other's decisions about masking and other health measures. Bay Area COVID numbers are finally down, but the flu is up in Palo Alto. If you'd like a mask today, please raise your hand and we will provide one. If you're new with us, please know that during the service we use joys and concerns or caring and sharing cards to express any concerns or joys that may be on our hearts. If you'd like to fill one out, you can always find one at the back table and now at the small table right over there. There's still time to do one as we continue with a few pre-service announcements, many of which are also listed near the top of your order of service. The first is actually a shared concern, which I will share now because it'll make sense in the flow of things, which is that our Minister of Religious Education, Reverend Kat Boyle, recently sprained her ankle hiking. So to stay off of it, she's trading a planned Sunday away in a couple of weeks for today. And kids' classes will still happen today. And we wish Kat all the best. And at noon today, the Green Sanctuary team meets in room 9. If you're interested in learning about and taking green actions here on campus and in the world at large, please stop by to learn more about their good works. About good works, in this case, choral works. Please mark your calendars for UUCPA Choir's holiday concert taking place on Saturday, December 6th, right here at 4 p.m., led by our music director, Bruce Olstad. It includes 2 wonderful guests, soprano Melissa Sondy and baritone Michael Kuo, who will both offer solo numbers and likely a duet. Plus, there will be a fun carol sing-along so everyone can join in the merrymaking. A reception featuring holiday goodies from choir members will follow in the fireside room, which is right there. More details to come in future weeks. Again, that's December 6th. And there are more good works, as UUCPA's welcoming congregation team invites you to join the 6-session course, Transgender Inclusion in Congregations. Monthly sessions explore the intersection of trans identity, spirituality, and faith community, and will help UUCPA understand how to be even better at fully affirming the breadth of gender diversity. Classes are online the second Monday of the evening of each month from 7 to 9 p.m., beginning tomorrow, November 10th. An RSVP is needed, so think about this website that I'm going to share with you if you're interested, or this email address actually, welcoming+owner@uucpa.org if you want more information and to RSVP. Welcoming+owner@uucpa.org, or maybe even more conveniently, is Matt here? Yeah, after today, one of our wonderful welcoming congregation leaders, Matt Rosen, you can find him during Second Sunday lunch, and he will provide further info to you or even help you get signed up. Speaking of welcoming, UUCPA staff and board of trustees wish to welcome Matt's mom, Jan Rosen, to the board. Jan, there's Jan, yay. Jan's fired up, and when Jan's husband, Gary, regrettably had to step down, Jan stepped up. And as Jan takes on her responsibilities, we know Gary will be supporting her. So thank you, Jan, and thank you, Gary, for your service as well. And Gary, the entire board is sorry in advance if you soon hear more comments around the house like, "Sorry, hon, I'm busy, get it yourself." Speaking of getting it yourself, I thought I'd try to be the segue ace today. You can do that this coming Saturday. Sven Thiessen has details.
So as everyone is aware, This Saturday evening, coming 5:30 to 9, is the annual church auction, and we have some amazing things this year. Now, pop quiz. What time is it this coming Saturday? 5:30. Say it again clearly. 5:30. Thank you. And what time does it finish? 9. And we need a few wonderful people to help set up and clean up. Okay, so please sign up. We'll have outside there. Now, I want to talk about some of the things we're going to have. We're going to have fine wine, fine music, and as an auction items, some fine dining. And this just arrived at my house. I'm so excited. This morning, FedEx in a specially cooled evil styrofoam box. It's art from Florida, from a very famous artist in Florida who had a recent showing that netted several $1 million, okay? So, bated breath, everyone. Its title, prepare yourself, is Multi-Species by Persimmon. This is not just, this came styrofoam box specially shipped from Florida. You will notice the green leaf, the orange-yellow persimmon, but it's not every ordinary persimmon. This was a persimmon that was chewed by a very special rat. You can see that in the center there. So this will be up, or similar, will be up for auction as part of the fine art. Love to see you there Saturday.
I said Sven had details. I didn't guarantee what kind of details. So. And I told Sven that I grew up a Swede in Minnesota where there are lots of Scandinavians, and that his name reminded me of Sven and Oli, two fellas from the old countries who now live there. One winter day, Sven and Oli go ice fishing, and after they cut a hole in the ice, Sven starts putting frozen peas, which in Minnesota grow that way naturally, about an inch apart around the hole. Oli says, "Sven, what the heck you doing there?" Sven says, "Oh, you don't know, Oli? Oh, it's a great technique. You just lay the peas around the hole, and when a fish comes up to take a pee, you grab him." Oh, they got a fine chuckle out of that lewd one, don't you know? Again, the auction party is this coming Saturday evening, November 15th from 5:30 to 9 right here. It's going to be great. I'm donating a baked good item and the opportunity to choose a sermon topic. On the latter, I do reserve the right to limit suggestions if I feel something is a little too far outside of my province, but I trust that the winning bidder and I can come to a mutually agreeable subject. I'm also thinking of adding a thing where folks bid for me to not tell any more Sven and Oli jokes. Like when Sven says to Oli, "Oli, I can cut wood just by looking at it." Sven says, "Oh, no, you can't." Sven says, "Yeah, I saw it with my own eyes." Who will start the bidding? Randy will start the bidding. Okay. Yeah, great. All right. So it's going to work. Okay. Speaking of bidding and of eyes, I now bid you to close yours and center yourself in your chair. Take a couple of deep breaths. Let your forehead relax. Shoulders drop. Your abdomen soften. Let any mental chatter subside. Breathe again into your belly. And as mindfulness practice advises us, be totally present to this moment. We gather our different paths entwined to deepen our spiritual lives, nourishing connection, learning from each other, caring for each other, tending to our world. As we follow the sound of the bell into silence, we allow ourselves to arrive here fully. Welcome. Each Sunday, Unitarian Universalist congregations light a chalice, a symbol of our UU faith. Today's words are adapted from reading 434 in our gray hymnal. Sacred Spirit of our radically interconnected existence and our deeply intertwined lives, help us to remember here our highest aspirations. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but related in mystery and miracle to the universe, to the communion of all life, and to each other. In kindling our Unitarian Universalist chalice flame, we invoke and invite into this space the divine light of wisdom, the sacred fire of justice and compassion, and dedicate ourselves anew to bringing our fullest gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. Now please rise in body or in spirit and sing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. The lyrics are on screen and in the online order of service and in the gray hymnal. Please sing out, and clapping and movement are highly encouraged. 361.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1. All right, there you go. You want to put it down? All right, and now is the time for Story All Ages. So I would like to welcome everyone who is young or young at heart who wants to come up here and sit on the ground with me and Allie. There you go. All right, Rose is here. Anybody else? All right. So we'll sit down here, and you can sit too if you want. There you go. You have to show me the things. We have, and again, after story time, we will, for all ages, children, we're going to children's religious education classes. You can just follow me out to the lobby, and we'll head off to our classes and childcare anyway. Oh, yay, we got everybody. All right, so today's book is They All Saw a Cat, even though Reverend Cat's not here today, but they all saw a cat. And we'll go on. All right, next page here. All right, you have to remind myself a little bit. Easy here. All right, the cat, where you see on the screen there, walked through the world with its. What does a cat have? It has whiskers. Can we all do whiskers? Whiskers, right? And ears. And finally, paws. Yes, paws. We have like this. So we have whiskers, ears, and paws. That's what we know as a cat. And so the cat walked through the world, and the cat and the boy saw the cat, right? You see, the boy saw the cat, and the cat kept going along. And next we had the dog. Oh yeah, child, and thank you, Rose. And the dog saw the cat. Oh, the cat looks a little bit differently. And what's this? Which animal is this? This is a fox. A fox saw a cat. This cat gets around. You can go every neighborhood. All right. And next, right? The next slide. Oh, there you go. And the cat walked through the world, and it walked through the world with its what? Its whiskers, its ears, and its paws. Yes, it's harder to walk around without paws. And next, a goldfish saw the cat. Oh, look at that. That looks, I think the goldfish and the cat saw a cat, all right? Rose can read, she's in the, and next, and the next, a mouse saw the cat. Oh, that looks scary. Does the cat look scary to the mouse? Yeah, a cat. All right. Sorry, I'm doing this by memory, Rose. All right, this is an interesting one. A bee saw a cat. Does that look like a cat in the slide? Oh, you're right, Rose. Bees have a different compound eyes, so a cat looks different to the thing. That's quite a strange world to see, and they'll see different wavelengths. All right, next page. Next page. And, the cat walked through the world with what? Whiskers, ears, and paws, right? And what do you think it's going to see next? It's going to see, or what's going to see it, right? It is a bird. Oh, the high-end view for the cat. Saw a cat. All right, next page. What's going to see the cat next? Oh, a snake. A snake is seeing. Oh, wrong. I was like this. Oh, can you see it? Up the top left-hand corner, what's on the cat? A flea. A flea saw the cat. Wow, that's a flea. Hopefully. Yeah, the cat is really big to a flea. Next, we have a snake. A snake sees a cat or senses a cat. Yeah, and then what's next? A skunk saw the cat, right? Apparently, apparently skunks are colorblind, I suppose, like me. All right, next. I am red-green colorblind. Well, these are interesting. A worm saw the cat? How does a worm see a cat? Maybe they feel the cat walking on top of them. And next we have a bat sees the cat. Do bats see very well? How do they see? Echolocation, yes. So you can see that maybe that's a sound bouncing off the cat. Yeah, they only see the shape. All right, and next. This is the fascinating. Oh, and there see the cat, right? You know, so sort of everybody sees a cat differently. Next. My assistant here is Allie. She's my youngest daughter today. All right, so who all saw the cat? Anybody remember? A child saw the cat. A dog saw the cat. What? A bird? A fox, a fish, a mouse, a bee, a bird, a flea, a snake, a skunk, a worm, and a bat. And they knew them all, and they all knew the cat. And then, as the cat walked through the world with the what? The whiskers and the ears and the paws, right? The cat walked up to what? What's next? The cat walked up to some water, and the cat looked in, and what did the cat see? It's reflection. Well, Rose, let me ask you this question. Did everybody see the cat the same way? No, they didn't see the cat the same way. Do you think everybody sees everybody else the same way? I don't know. Do we all see ourselves the same way? No, all right. Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, that's something to think about, and we'll think about that and ponder about that. But right now, we are going to go off to children's religious education. Or anybody wants to join us, thinking free. All right, so here we go. Stand up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for our Story for All Ages.
Thanks, Allie. Thank you, sir. Our thanks to Greg Becker and Allie and the religious education team for filling in for Reverend Kat today. Today's reading is adapted from a book titled Power versus Force by David R. Hawkins, MD. Imagine, if you will, a pleasant little village square on a sunny fall day like today. A variety of small shops surrounds a stone plaza, some trees cast shade. In the center is a small bubbling fountain. Some wooden benches are near it. On one bench sits a person. Their clothes are a little frayed, hair a touch wild, their expression a bit distant. It's not real easy to guess their age. One by one, a series of people pass by this person. And with the temporary superpower that I'm magically sharing with all of us now, we can hear their thoughts as they pass in turn. Person 1, OMG, are they dirty, disgraceful, disgusting? Get them out of here. 2, wow, what a loser. They must have made some bad choices to end up like that, but they deserve it. 3, boy, they look desperate. Just one more sign the world is a complete mess. A 4th person passes. They seem forlorn. Probably don't have any friends. It's tragic. 5, that person looks like a menace. Maybe I should call the police before they commit some crime. 6, I'm so frustrated that we can't solve homelessness. All they need is a decent job. Why doesn't somebody do something? The 7th person walks by. Man, I should kick their sorry butt and drag it out of my neighborhood. 8, that person is an embarrassment, mostly to themselves. Why don't some people have a little self-respect? 9, gee, poor soul. I wonder if they know there's a homeless shelter not too far away. The 10th person passes. I haven't seen them before. Not my style, but hey, live and let live. 11, that's interesting. When I'm done shopping, I might go see what I can do to cheer them up. And maybe I'll volunteer at the local shelter. 12, wow, what an intriguing face. They probably have an interesting story to tell. The 13th person passes by. Curious. I wonder what goes on in the heads of people like that. No doubt someone's studied it. I'll have to look it up. 14, what a kindly looking person. I'll bet they're nice. 15, to be calm and relaxed and not care about having stuff or what others think of you, now that's freedom. The 16th and final person passes by. My beloved, how beautiful you are. A glimmering gem in the interconnected universe of all life. So, the event, in this case, spotting a somewhat disheveled person sitting on a bench in a village square, is exactly the same for every passerby. But the responses this simple stimulus evokes vary wildly. Which brings to mind something legendary Green Bay Packers coach Vince Lombardi exclaimed when his team was totally discombobulated on a particular play. What the hell is going on out there? Stay tuned. We now further honor all that was shared and anything in our hearts left unsaid by lifting these up in prayerful song. Please rise in body or in spirit and sing number 123, Spirit of Life. The lyrics are on screen and in the online order of service. Thank you. Our reading left off with 16 passersby having very different inner reactions to a person seated on a town square bench. And Coach Lombardi asked the key question, what's going on here? Well, remembering our story for all ages, clearly what's going on here is that they all saw a cat. And they all saw the same cat, the same person, from their own perspective, and reacted accordingly. 15th century German philosopher Jacob Boehme noticed this dynamic and pithily stated it as, whatever the self describes the self. Whatever the self describes the self. Centuries later, author Anais Nin echoed this same truth. I do not see the world as it is. I see it as I am. This is why each passerby creates their own meaning from the person's presence. And this meaning comes solely from their internal interpretation. And this interpretation, in turn, comes from one's predominant lens on the world or level of consciousness. So to a great degree, it is our own consciousness that actually defines what we see as reality. And it's really important to realize this, because our ego, our rational mind, thinks our interpretations represent reality with a capital R. Of course this person is this, or of course they're that. Isn't it obvious? Sheesh. But in truth, we don't know what or who they are. They may have a serious mental illness, or a broken heart, or be potentially violent. Or they may be a fully enlightened spiritual sage brimming with unconditional love and the wisdom of the ages. Right? We don't know. But our autopilot minds, filtered through a particular level of consciousness, tells us that we do. And we do this all the time. So because this is a universal, unconscious process of the human psyche, it's important to become conscious of it, or in some therapeutic language, to make the subjective objective. Because when we become aware that we're operating on autopilot at a certain level, we have the opportunity to grow beyond it. And this changes both ourselves and the world. I'll come back to that thought. But now let's go through the reactions of our passersby again, and this time touch on the level of consciousness that each person holds. As I noted at our reading, this model comes from psychiatrist and researcher David R. Hawkins, who not incidentally combined his medical training with a deep sense of spirituality that stemmed from a near-death experience that he had as a boy. Like any model, it doesn't account for every factor, in this case, those affecting human perception, but I still find it insightful and worth thinking about. And Dr. Hawkins explains that these levels of consciousness are rarely found in pure form. A person might operate from different levels in different parts of life or in different situations, but in general, we still mostly occupy one dominant level. So, are we ready to quickly check out these through the folks who passed by on the bench? All right, thank you. Number one, I'll repeat their thoughts to reorient us. OMG, are they dirty, disgraceful, disgusting, get them out of here. This reaction comes from the lowest level of consciousness, which Hawkins names shame. Shame creates unbearably low self-esteem. And it's so powerful that it often manifests either as violence to oneself or as intolerant cruelty to others, inflicted in a futile attempt to expunge the pain of it from oneself. 2, wow, what a loser. They must have made some bad choices to end up like that, but they deserve it. Just up from shame is guilt. Now, there's healthy guilt, which is appropriate remorse for a mistake. But here Hawkins means a consuming guilt that feels unforgivable and is therefore obsessed with moralistic punishment of ourselves and or others. Number 3, boy, they look desperate. Just one more sign the world is a complete mess. After guilt on this scale is hopelessness or despair. This is a state of deep helplessness where even if resources are available, the energy to use them might be absent. People stuck in hopelessness are dependent and often feel like a burden to others, because to them, indeed, life seems primarily like a burden. Our 4th person passes and thinks, they seem forlorn, probably don't have any friends. It's tragic. This is an expression of what Hawkins calls grief. Just a step up from hopelessness, it isn't despairing, but it's usually depressed. Like guilt, there is normal grief that sometimes we need to pass through. But this type of grief, again, is all-consuming, where life's losses feel constant and overwhelming. 5, that person looks like a menace. Maybe I should call the police before they commit some crime. This is the level of fear speaking, which of course is rampant in our culture right now. And as Hawkins says, it seems to run much of the world, in no small part because so-called leaders often use it to manipulate the masses. Of course, there are real threats in the world, but fear as a dominant level of consciousness becomes obsessed with a world full of hazards that must be constantly guarded against. At its worst, it expands into full-blown paranoia. 6, I'm so frustrated that we can't solve homelessness. All they need is a decent job. Why doesn't somebody do something? This is the expression of what Hawkins terms desire. Desire is preferable to the levels below it because it contains positive energy, but by itself it is also shallow and frail. Plus, with it come the shadows of addictions, greed, and the lust for power or prestige, etc. The 7th person passes by. Man, I should kick their sorry butt and drag it out of my neighborhood. This is anger speaking, a close relation to fear. It's got more energy than the previous levels, but as we know, it can be used to build or destroy. Righteous anger over social injustices can spark positive change, but all too often anger is about resentment and revenge, and therefore volatile and dangerous. 8, that person is an embarrassment, mostly to themselves. Why don't some people have a little self-respect? This is the voice of pride. Pride has a positive aspect and is usually the first level that feels good to a person, but only in relation to the levels below it. Because pride remains vulnerable to external conditions which can deteriorate, so it's brittle. It can also be arrogant and exclusive and hence divisive. 9, gee, poor soul, I wonder if they know there's a homeless shelter not too far away. This, says Hawkins, is courage talking. And in this model, courage is the critical watershed where a person truly moves from being a victim to being empowered. As he puts it, at the lower level, the world is seen as hopeless, sad, frightening, or frustrating. But at the level of courage, life is seen to be exciting, challenging, and stimulating. Courage implies the willingness to try new things and deal with the changes and challenges of life. And as the expression of sympathy for the person on the bench implies, it's also the level at which one starts to truly take other people into account. Because below courage, we're almost completely wrapped up in our own pain and or fear and or anger, and in the case of pride, with our image. 10, I haven't seen them before. Not my style, but hey, live and let live. This is what David Hawkins terms neutrality. He calls it that because below it, life is seen as opposing dichotomies that create polarization. Worthy and unworthy, guilty and innocent, safe and unsafe, good and evil, etc. But at neutrality, complexity is allowed, and there's a basic sense of well-being and trust in life, and therefore less need to be judgmental of others or oneself. Now, the 11th person passes by the person on the bench. That's interesting. When I'm done shopping, I might go see if I can cheer them up, and maybe I'll volunteer at the local shelter. This Hawkins calls willingness, what he calls the gateway to higher levels. It's where one overcomes inner resistance to life and is committed to full participation, and where we're also sympathetic and responsive to others' needs. 12. Wow, what an interesting face. They probably have an interesting story to tell. This is acceptance talking, which is not passivity, but full engagement without any need to control. Even more than willingness, this is the level that lives harmoniously with the forces of life, come what may. Here, external circumstances don't make one happy or unhappy, and love can't be given or taken away by another. At acceptance, love and satisfaction are created from within. The 13th person passes by. Curious. I wonder what goes on in the heads of people like that. No doubt someone studied it. I'll have to look it up. This is an expression of reason or rationality. This level is obviously immensely valuable and a cornerstone of our modern world. And one glance at our culture reveals what happens when some people abandon it. But because reason is centered in the head and not the heart, it can be cool and removed. And because it's bound by its own methods of knowing, by itself it can't serve as a guide to a higher spiritual truth. 14. What a kindly looking person. I'll bet they're nice. Above reason is love. Not love from the movies, which is all about passion and is easily frustrated. Here love means agape, an unconditional and unwavering regard for one's fellow humans and other sentient beings. Love emanates from the heart and overcomes conflict not by attacking it or analyzing it, but by transcending it. 15. Wow, to be calm and relaxed and not care about stuff or what others think of you, now that's freedom. This level Hawkins calls joy, the rare domain of advanced spiritual adepts. Here the world, despite its troubles, is illuminated by exquisite beauty. This kind of joy expresses itself mainly through compassion, which when felt by another has a great healing and freeing effect. Finally, the last passerby thinks, "My beloved, how beautiful you are, a glimmering gem in the interconnected universe of all life." This is the level that's hard to put into words, that of enlightenment or unitive consciousness. This is the level of the great spiritual figures of history who seem to have a direct connection to higher realms and whose loving energy spans the ages and continues to inspire and uplift humanity. Okay, hearing all this now, is it pretty obvious that each level of consciousness largely colors one's so-called reality? Like they all saw a cat? Sure. And it's vital to see that it also affects the reality of the person on the bench, and multiply that by millions. Because the level we bring to an encounter strongly influences its character, and thus how they feel and respond. And of course, this is true in all our interactions, including our efforts to bring justice and healing to the wider world. Because as British spiritual teacher and activist Andrew Harvey tells us in this abridged passage, an activism not purified by spiritual and psychological self-awareness will only perpetuate the problem it is trying to solve, however righteous its intentions. When, however, deep spiritual vision, or in today's framing, high spiritual consciousness, is married to a pragmatic drive to transform political, economic, and social institutions, a holy force, the power of wisdom and love in action, is born. So transcending our habitual distortions and limitations of our own perceptions by raising our prevailing level of consciousness benefits not just ourselves, but the world. So then what we want to do is to regularly engage in practices that produce higher states of consciousness in our hearts, heads, and spirits. For while the higher states may be temporary, if we practice consistently, those temporary states can raise our level enough to become permanent traits. Dr. Hawkins states that this ascent isn't easy, but he also writes from personal experience that just one instant in a very high state can completely change a person's orientation to life. Some tried and true state-raising methods include chanting and other musical forms, movement and dance, breathing practices, performing rituals, fasting, meditation and prayer, reading or listening to sources of spiritual wisdom, connecting with stirring art or nature, engaging in an absorbing creative activity, and more. One of those and mores is what's known as creative visualization or active imagination. And especially since today's anthem was Imagine, let's end by doing that. I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath and release it. Find a deep breathing rhythm that suits you. Continue to breathe fully. And imagine yourself living from the highest levels of consciousness: love, joy, and enlightenment. I realize it's just an exercise, but see if you can imagine, not only in your mind, but now in your heart and your body, what those levels of spiritual consciousness might feel like. Love, joy, enlightenment. Imagine, for example, that you yourself are a Buddha, an awakened soul, filled to overflowing with joy and compassion. Feel your heart center expand accordingly. Now picture yourself passing that bench in the village square. How do you think about, feel about the person sitting on it? My beloved, how beautiful you are, a glimmering gem in the interconnected universe of all life. How do you then behave toward them? How do you regard and behave toward everyone you meet? How do you bring this into the ways you engage in our shared civic life? Now open your eyes and look toward a neighbor, not the person you may have come with today. How do you regard them? If you did come with someone, now turn to them. Viewing them from these highest imagined levels, do you see them differently than you did 20 minutes ago? Even just a little bit? How might this guide your interactions with them? Thank you for your imaginings, and recalling that I do not see the world as it is. I see it as I am. Whatever consciousness lifting methods we employ, let's keep practicing at seeing it from the highest level we can envision and embody. Because as John Lennon knew, this transforms the world. Please sing along. Namaste and blessed be. As part of Unitarian Universalism's free church tradition, this congregation is self-supporting, and thus we remain free to govern ourselves. In addition to their annual sustaining contributions, each week our members and friends may choose to give an additional gift as witness that we are and shall remain a free faith. You can use cash or check or the QR code or text info in the online order of service. Please give generously. We are grateful for the gifts offered today and for all the gifts and blessings in our lives. And if you're visiting with us today, that's a gift in itself. We extend an especially warm welcome to you, and I'd be honored to meet you when we finish, if you'd care to do that, as you are our special guest. And today we hope you and everyone will stay for second Sunday lunch. As one option for new folks, there's a special newcomers table. So if you'd like to sit there, it's the one with the tablecloth toward the south end of the patio. And a hearty thanks to Edie Keating and for the amazing kitchen crew for preparing today's fare. And now please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing hymn number 1057 in our teal hymnal, Go Lift It Up. We'll sing it through twice. The lyrics are on screen and in the online order of service. As always, thanks to everyone involved in making today's service possible, including our worship tech team and guest musician Karen Allen Van Dyke. Our chalice extinguishing words come from Elizabeth Sell Jones. Please say them together if we can get them on the screen. There they are. Thank you. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Now, if you're online, please unmute yourself. Turn on your video and touch hands virtually. If you're in the main hall, please rise in body or in spirit and reach out to hold hands if you and your neighbors are comfortable with that. Or cross your hands over your heart to show you're connected in spirit as we say our benediction together. Go out into the world in peace. Be of good courage. Hold fast to what is good. Return no one evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Rejoice in beauty. Speak love with word and deed. Honor all beings. Blessed be.